For years, comedy has been in the forefront of the podcast scene, with famous comedians hosting their own shows and through the power of the internet, gaining a massive worldwide audience. This made podcast and comedy the ideal pairing for a good time. In the final episode of the Borderland pod series, we sit down with your Dia's favorite bros and uncover how a group of friends and their podcast became a hub for the local comedy scene in El Paso, Texas. Welcome to the Bro Monroe Show.
We've known each other for fucking
years, dog.
I'm not lying, bro. I've known Angel since he was like in elementary, bro.
Fifth grade. I was a fifth grader.
Or
sixth grader.
No, you were younger, bro. I was like in sixth.
Now we know his
I was
middle
in fifth
name
and
is.
sixth. And then
Bitch, I've been like 20 years. Where
I know Milo.
Your middle name is Angel, your last name is Ruckus? What the fuck?
Angel Ruckus.
My first name is Angel, but my middle name is Ray, so I go by Ray. Ray Ruckus.
This friendship goes long.
Yeah.
Like
Wait.
we didn't just meet each other 5 years ago.
I sent a video
I've
the
known
other
them
day
for
on,
most
on
like
the
half
group
my
chat.
life,
It was like
bro.
from 5 years ago. It was us 3 partying and shit.
Oh yeah.
And fucking, it was way before the podcast. We even came on the podcast
Yeah.
and shit. So we've all been friends for years. Man.
We started in 2021. Me and my boy Georgie. Cinco de Mayo was when we actually first started recording that actual day, 2021. We dropped the episode, and then we had Milo on when we had the second studio on. I don't know if Drew was there. The second, were you there? Were you on when you were at my apartment?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Yes.
So then Drew was before Milo then, because Drew was a guest at my apartment downtown where I had the studio, and then that's when he was on. He did his spiel, whatever. A couple weeks later, we had Milo at our official studio, officially in the background. And then it just evolved from there. They were guests, like I said, and then me and my other co-host, we separated or whatever. And I asked them, like, you know what, you guys are good as far as like being on the mic, being in front of the camera. Do you guys want to be on? So I think Milo was a little hesitant just because of work, and Drew was always down. He said, "Fuck it, I'm down. Like I'm down for the whatever."
I think I was like my word was I'm down for the cause.
Yeah, I'm down for the cause. So that's what it was. So then we just pretty much went off of that. And what Miles' original role was supposed to be off camera, but like on air producer. So he was supposed to be in the background, making sure that our sound's on, our lights are on, everything's good.
And just because he had a little background in that.
Because that, and then also because of work. So he was supposed to be off camera. But then I think after like the second episode that we did that, or the first, maybe even the first episode, he was on camera and we just said fuck it, and he liked being on camera, and we just rolled with it. I mean, it clicked, it worked. So I mean, we didn't even fucking have to mess with it, anything like that. So that's the way it went. So it was organic, I would say, because I guess a big, what can you say, like a road hump, a speed hump, something in the road, which is like social media. We had to get over that hump. We just had to get over that hump. These two guys, luckily they were both on social media all over Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, which is our biggest one, and they helped me promote, and that was our biggest thing, just promoting and getting this shit off the ground.
It's basically just promoting and putting our content out and seeing who gets it, who grasps it. I mean, we're really just basically here just to entertain. Really, like we're a bunch of goofballs. We're dorks at the end of the day, and like our aim is basically to make people laugh, because we make each other laugh. We thought maybe we're funny, maybe we'll make other people laugh.
What, 85?
85.
I was born in 86.
89, Papa. So I got the last quarter of that year and shit.
Yeah. Last year,
I'm 93.
Oh my gosh.
She's what?
2001. Bro, how did you not?
I forget.
Oh, 2001? Twin Towers, baby?
A month before. She was 1 month
Damn, I'm old. Don't even tell us. He was born last week, dude.
My main thing is trying to make them laugh, dude. Like that's what I
know.
like. I don't know if you guys noticed and shit. Like every time, like I'd say some shit, I look at Drew.
Yeah,
And then Drew looks at me,
I know.
And then he says some shit, dude, that makes me laugh. I'm like, you're a fucking.
I know,
idiot, dude.
and there's that's a lot of the times is like anything, like if I'm thinking of something while our guest is speaking, and then I'm like already formulating what I'm gonna try to make Milo laugh. So a lot of times, if you look at the video, I look at him when I say something.
There's been instances where I had to like literally be in the middle because if they're together, dude, they'll be the whole episode talking amongst themselves.
There's a reason we sit
So
separate.
that's
dude.
why
Like,
that's why I kind of like separate
Yeah.
them. You know what I mean? Like I had to
Yeah.
be, hey, like you know what I mean? Put a little bit of.
'cause
There's
we'll
a-
sit next to each other, we just giggle the whole time and fucking laugh. Dude, like,
And he'll be giving me one of these.
He's like, hey,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I have 2 of those also.
It happens, bro. It happens. You know what I mean?
For me, with the target audience, I was just thinking like maybe millennial, just someone our age group, not necessarily the 30-year-olds because there are some 20-year-old, or back then there were some 20-year-old millennials or whatever. Now there's 40-year-old millennials, so like it evolves. So I was just thinking like something within our age group, within our age frame, where our friends could relate to it, especially the local people, giving shouts to the local restaurants, to the local bars that show us love, our favorite bartenders, our favorite whoever, whatever it is. So that's the way it started, but I don't know about them.
No, same here, man. Like fucking, I honestly, I promote it to like just to like show my like my friends and family, like fucking, like I mean, they already know, everybody knows how I am. Like you guys all know how I am, but it's tripped out when I'll get a DM from like somebody from like high school, or like something. They're like, hey, dude, like your fucking podcast is funny. I was like, oh shit, you listen to it, dude? Thank
Yeah,
you so
like
much.
randomly, right? Yeah.
Randomly, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome, man. And I'm just glad we're able to fucking make people laugh. I have a good friend of mine who always calls me. He's like, dude, like your podcast is like probably my favorite podcast. It's not because we're boys. He's like, it just makes me miss home, dude. Like fucking Al.
Yeah.
He's like, it makes me miss home, and then I feel like I'm back home when I watch your podcast. So
And I've gotten that feedback from people too, like Josh Mateo, fucking
Yeah, fuck
living in
yeah.
Iowa, saying, but I feel like I'm back home.
Yeah,
Some
man.
friends in Dallas, some friends in Austin, like, dude, I feel like I'm back at home. Like I'm back in middle school, high school, kicking it with you guys, with everybody. I feel like my parents are there, my tia's there, because we just bring the home vibes. You know what I mean? Like that's what we're trying to do.
You
Is
know,
just put on for El Paso.
And we've mentioned that slogan, you know, come for the drink, stay for the laughs, you know, your tia's favorite podcast, you know, like when you say who was your target audience, like basically our target audience started within our friend group, but I mean then it just expanded, you know, and if our friends are willing to share our content with their friends and so forth, I think like basically it'll just word will just go around, like word of mouth type thing, you know, like, and if we could make anyone laugh, you know, regardless of age, I mean, that's our target age group. You know, it's not necessarily like, hey, this between the ages of 24 and 47. You know, it's anyone. You know, like I've had like family members who I'm not gonna name by name, but like, you know, they've listened, they've tuned in. Our friends, like they were saying, we have friends that live all across the U.S. and stuff, and they'll tune in just to get a little piece of El Paso. And by tuning in, they're gonna get a little taste of it, you know. And basically, we are like who you see on our podcast. Like, yeah, we create little characters here and there, and like that character will like go off a little, but like we are basically us. Like, you know, like it's authentic. You know, we are what you get is what you get. What you see is what you get, basically.
Well, one of the favorite things I like to say is from our humble beginnings was when I was with my old host. Excuse me. My girl, she was like, why don't you make it like ironic? I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, you're the unofficial podcast of El Paso. And I was like, you're right.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I have on Instagram, the unofficial podcast of El Paso, because it is the unofficial. Like, we're not officially like with the city, but like it's just us like representing for the city, putting on for the city,
And
promoting for the city. You know what I mean?
What has helped to add on to that? What has helped is that a lot of our guests are from El Paso.
Yep.
A lot of our guests, that I guess early on we had a lot of friends that were doing something, starting up a business, and we were trying to help promote that. So that was kind of like our aim, was like, all right, let's have guests and we're going to promote what they do just to give them a help, you know, like help them out in any way.
A platform, yeah.
And in return they would promote us. So it was like a give and take type thing. So that's basically what we've done. And like the whole thing with the comedians, I mean, that has helped immensely. And since we're more comedy based, it helped out with that transition, like having a bunch of comedians that come through, and you know, and we're super grateful and thankful for all of them, for giving them for giving us their time and stuff. So
Yeah, man.
It was like a very natural transition for you guys.
I think so. I feel like personally, I don't know about them, but I feel like it was really, really organic the way we transitioned, the way we've been growing. We're not paying for fucking followers. We're not paying for ads, really. I mean, we're just doing our thing. Word of mouth has helped us out a lot. People tagging us tagging them sharing the love, showing us love as far as reposting us, putting us on, tagging us, whatever it is. And I mean the merch has helped us out a lot. Like, and feel, oh, you have merch. Like, if you're a guest on our podcast, we're gonna give you a goodie bag, whether it's a shot glass, a mug, a
Bar
pint
key.
glass, a bar key, anything. Like, we have different things that we'd like to give away, just to help promote. Because I mean, we're seeing that as like you gave us your time, let's give you something in return. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we're not gonna just leave you guys, let you guys get drunk and get the fuck out of here. Like, we're gonna give you something to remember. Hopefully, you guys promote us, but if not, within yourselves, within your friends, within your tias, your tios, whatever. If you take a shot glass, like, oh, this is my friend's shot glass. I was in their podcast. Like, oh, what show is that? Blah blah blah. And it's like an organic growth, and that's the way we feel we should do it. We don't want to pay for followers. We don't want to pay for streams. We don't want to pay for views, nothing like that. Like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, we're still in the same spot. That's the way I see it. The worst that people can say is no, and we're in the same spot that we're at. You know what I mean?
In the merch, did you guys get that pretty early on, or how long have you been doing the merch for?
Merch, I will say we started very early on. The first piece of merch that I had was a shotgun tool, and we still have some here. Like, we have different colors, and that's the first one that was started. And I was like, how can we expand from there? So I was like, we got a hat going. We got this hat. We got black hats. We got different hats embroidered. Yeah. We got hoodies like this one. We got shirts. We've had like 3 different freaking shirts. We've had the shot glasses, the
Pint glass,
the mugs, the pints, plus the plastic cups. I'm sorry.
That's a good idea. The plastic cups.
I mean, other than that, I don't know. I mean, we're still going. We got the cue cards. We got our postcards. We got stickers. We always try to rotate those stickers, from time to time. But other than that, I mean, we're just growing. You don't have resources to do this big production. You have to do it yourself, bro. And that's the thing is, like, you put your heart and soul into it. Where you design it, you make it happen. You just find the people to make it happen. You're just like, fuck it, like, I created this. Like, the 3 of us were like, we created this. We're doing this. We're doing this for the city. We're doing it for us, and we're just growing. And they, like, luckily, I've been so blessed with them being on board 100%, 110%, 150%. They promote, bro. Like, that's the biggest thing is promoting. Just a simple share. It takes less than 3 seconds. Just I tag them, they share me. Dude, that means the world to me because it gets other people's eyes on our show, on our merch, on our deal, on our thing. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing to me.
When we started, dude, it was just us 3, man. Like, shooting shit, right? Like, we'd have a guest.
It was fun.
It was fun. It was just.
I mean,
friends.
it's still fun.
It's still fun. It's still really a lot of fun, dude. But it was just us 3 friends, fucking shooting shit, right? And then once you started getting the comedians, dude, that's when everything started like fucking really like moving like a lot quicker, right? And so it's gotten to the point where it's like, fuck, bro, like people want to come on our like podcast and like, I don't know if you guys caught that last time. Nico was like, he's like, dude, I cleared my schedule for this.
Yeah, dude.
I was like tripping. I was like, dude, really? Us? Like us? Bunch of fucking retards that we are.
Dude, and that's going off of what you just said. Like, I would say the first season with my old co-host, and maybe even the first, say, 20 with them afterwards. The first 50 episodes, let's just say, it was just kind of like, what sticks? Let's see what sticks. Let's just have fun with it. Let's invite whoever wants to be on, whoever's is willing to be on. And at first, people were like hesitant, this and that. But then once we hit, our boy Roger, and he's like, dude, you got to get Julian on. Once we hit Julian on, dude, I feel like once we hit Roger and Julian, that's when the doors opened up as far as the comedy goes. Yeah. And we just been boom, boom, growing busy.
Turned us into that trajectory towards the comedian aspect.
Iggy, how did you hit us up? You DM this fool? Your dick pic? Was it?
No, I saw you guys' sticker on at Coconuts.
Fuck yeah, bro!
I saw that shit.
I hope that those stickers are
they're still there. Wait, last time I went to 1-8.
They're Coconuts 1-8 Dewey's.
With the QR code?
Weird, bro, cause
yeah, with the QR code, yeah.
If you know about fucking Coconuts, it's the wildest bar, and it's literally 1 block away from police headquarters. People still stab motherfuckers, still kill fuckers, still. Yeah. So when they saw it go out, well, these fuckers must have some shit.
And honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie.
Which is cool, man, because I mean
awesome.
that's basically our aim.
It fit perfectly.
Yeah, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, for me, the way I started, because I've been wanting to do a show of some sort. I didn't know what kind of show. I always knew I wanted to do some sort of show back in, like, when I was in college, back in 2013. I was like, I want to do a show. I don't know what though. Like, I had zero experience, zero ideas, whatever. And I was like, how can I do this shit? Like, what can I do? I just threw it in the back of my mind, whatever. 2016, 2017, 2018, and I was like, you know what? I want to do something, but what am I going to name it first? What am I going to do? 2020 came around, the COVID, and I was with my girl at the time, still am with her, and we were just doing our thing, locked up at home like everyone else, and we were watching a bunch of comedy stuff, different comedians commenting on different things. Next thing you know, that's where the name came from. We were watching, his last name was Monroe, and he kept on saying bro, and I was like, bro, like, why does he keep saying that? Like, it's like a tick. And for me, it hit me as a tick because I feel like I have that shit. Bro Monroe. I was like, you know what? Bro Monroe Show. Like, it rhymes, it flows, it goes together. It's its own identity. So I rolled with it, and I was like, fuck it. Like, my show is going to be Bro Monroe Show. And she said, what do you mean? I told her, and she's like, what are you going to do? I was like, I don't know. It's going to be reality, scripted. I'm going to write something, and we're going to do something with it. And then 2021 came around. I was at home, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. Let's start a podcast. Shout out to Chrissy Chaos. Chris DeStefano, he's one of my comedic inspirations. He had his podcast going. I said, fuck it. Like, why can't I do that? So that's when I reached out to the homies, and we just did it, and it's grown organically since then. I mean, we haven't forced it, in our opinion. We haven't forced anything. No. It's all been organic, and we just love it. We're having fun with it. I'm having fun with it. I don't know about you guys.
No, dude, I'm having a fucking blast, man. Like, it's what I look forward to every weekend.
Yeah, it gives me a release.
Yeah, it gives me a release. Yeah, dude, and that's what I love about it, man. We just come in, fucking just shoot the shit. We made really good friends, man.
Yeah,
we made really good friends with a lot of really cool people, dude. We've met a lot of interesting people, and it's just awesome, man. Everybody's been so warm and so welcome.
The chefs,
dude. Everybody, the community.
Culinary comedy is taking us in, like Milo said.
Yeah, comedy just embraced this, dude. Like,
comedy culinary didn't really embrace this.
It really embraced this. And now the death aspect and shit. We got Puga and Death in the Hoodie.
Yeah.
And Nico, he was talking about the whole thing when he was EMT, taking bodies to the morgue. Like, that was a big thing. Like, it's just.
So basically, we're not going to turn anyone away, and we've been grateful and thankful that people have reached out to us, and like, it's made our job easier because like before we were bombarded with guests. We were like, all right, who can we bring on? Like, reach out to so and so. Like, hey, look at these people. Like hey, let's reach out to them. I mean, like, and he said, what's the worst that they can say? No, leave me on red, but whatnot. But I mean, it doesn't hurt, like.
You guys thought about that, like, remember when we were struggling for guests? Right?
Yeah,
like, we were struggling for guests. We would reach out to like everybody, dude, and I was like,
and like I said,
now we have an overabundance.
Dude, now we're booked till like our March. The first Sunday in March is open beyond, but like all February we're booked, bro.
Dude, like, it's crazy. It's tripped out. You like never.
And it's great. It makes our job easier, like, and as far as for me, like, I have a full-time job. I have a family. I have a wife and I have 2 kids, and just being able to do this one day out of the week, it allows me to get away from that. But not that I want to, but I mean, it's something to look forward to.
Yeah, something different.
And like I said, we're usually doing this Sundays or whenever we have time available to us. But it's just fun.
It's just fun. It's an excuse to get fucked up on a fucking Sunday.
True. So, I mean, for the most part, we do typically follow people, and if we find them interesting enough, we follow them. Try to like do our recon work,
our due diligence. I mean,
we're
not.
So we'll follow them that way, and then I'll reach out to them, and then talk to them, and then sometimes it'll be a couple weeks before we schedule them out. So we have a questionnaire on Google Forms. We hit them up. Be like, hey, you know what? If you're down, fill this out. Once they fill it out, that's when we know, all right, they're interested. Like, they're for sure. Because people are like, hey, I want to be on your show, blah, blah. All right, cool. I'll send you the link. They don't send it. I'm like, I'm not going to reach after that. Like,
they're not serious.
Yeah, like, you're not serious.
And that helps out, like, for, like,
weeding them out.
Yeah, the questionnaire helps out. But, like, say, because we've had, like, a bunch of comedians come in from different parts of the U.S. And we'll go and we're like, hey, we'll share the link, like, hey, check them out on YouTube. Let's see some of their stand-up specials. And so, like, we've done that. So, like,
TikToks and Reels.
Like, we'll look into them. We'll do our own research, like, at home on our.
Remember, you used to have your little notepad way. It's always have a little notepad.
I mean, I try to be organized and stuff.
That's actually what inspired.
So, like, I do.
That's what actually inspired our postcard. Was we could use it as a postcard or a cue card. It's got our QR code on the back.
Notes.
Like we're our notes, and we can sell these. We can give these away. Like whatever it is, like it's our
But
thing.
I did when we first started. I tried to be all organized. I had like a little notepad and stuff.
Notepad,
Like,
I remember that.
Because I was doing my first hosting gig for comedy, so I was like, you know what, let me write my jokes, my shout outs. So I'm like this to the crowd, and they could see who the fuck we are. And then if I give them out, because they have our QR code, so they can see our YouTube, our whatever it is, whatever we have linked on there. So that's always like boom, 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 our points, our notes. So that's what we do with some of our, like Drew had some notes for today's episode.
Yeah.
I mean, like we had different shit. So
and it was basically like on the drive here, I was just like thinking like I listened to the podcast that they were on with the hosts with our guests, but they were the host to the Bro Monroe Show, the Death in a Hoodie. Yeah. And I noticed that they didn't have any nicknames for themselves. Yeah. And like for us, like, you know, being friends for so long, these nicknames have been around since forever, you know, from when we met, and like we give each other nicknames throughout the years. And I was like, man, what can I do with their names, you know? So I was just like, well, the sunny one was easy.
Yeah, Sunny
D was easy, you know. But I was like, you know, like just trying to think like ED, that one was gonna be funny, but like given his age, I was like, you know, it was like, so just. Everything just and I really do have we have shower thoughts and stuff, and like I'm like thinking like what can we do, what can we say, and
my favorite is going back and forth with this clown like the night before, like we go back, hey bitch, what about this, like fucking go back and forth and shit.
Our brainstorming sessions.
Yeah, man, but it's been fun, man. It's been and I just want to give you a quick shout out, way fucking you've done a lot, way you fucking you've really fucking taking the fucking bull by the horns and fucking
this is his baby, you know, like bro. and he's done
doing the branding and the fucking marketing and everything, way like I've never given you your props, but like
appreciate that,
and
I really do appreciate it. I do really notice it, way
doing his part of like, you know, being he's it's his baby, but it's the Bro Monroe, but he's out there, he's the one able-bodied to go out there and promote and be there for us, you know.
We're the support system, but it is you, man. And like, I appreciate. I'm really proud of you, man, too.
It means a lot.
Yeah, you've come a long way. I remember when we first started, and the way we were interviewing was very, very timid. We were like, we didn't know what to ask. Yeah. And now it's so organic. And like today, when you were off, I was like, fuck. Like when you got off, I was like, fuck, dude, what are we gonna do? Because we rely on you so much, you know. But that's why I kept looking at you. I kept looking at you. I'm like, what's next? What's next? Yeah, that's like, what's next? What's next? Because he's got it down to science, man. Like he knows exactly how to transition, how to shut us up because we fucking ramble, and how to move forward, you know, like. Yeah. And I just want to give you your props, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
I'm very proud of you, man. I'm very proud of you.
I think for me personally was Willie Barcena, bro. Like when the fact that Willie Barcena, like one of the biggest comedians as far as Latinos go, as far as just comedians go, because he's been in the game since the 90s, bro. Like when I reached out, he's like, yeah, bro, here's my manager, hit him up. And I was like, what the fuck? Like he responded to me, like, what the fuck? So I was like, you know what? Let me hit DJ. So I hit up DJ, and I was just thinking, like, you know what? He's giving me the runaround. DJ's just nice. Yeah, DJ Vasquez. I was like thinking he's gonna be just giving us the runaround, like whatever. Next thing you know, they're like, you know what? We're down. It's like, oh shit. I tell the guys, like, hey, Willie Barcena's down. Next thing you know, they pulled up to here, like where you guys are at, at the house. And at first, their faces, they were like, oh, someone's house, kind of like. I was like, oh.
And I remember because I went out to go get them.
Yeah.
I
went out. Like, like, did we just blow our chance? Like, did we fuck up somehow? Yeah. Like, should we have a studio again? Because we are at a different studio, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, dude. He came in. He was very humble. He brought his people from El Paso plus Austin or LA. He had his videographer from LA. They were all chilling in the back, and it just flowed, bro. Like we got into a deep conversation to where it was away from comedy. We got to know the real Willie, and I think that was my favorite guest. You know, I'm not knocking on anyone else, but I'm just saying that was one of the top episodes for me personally. I don't know about that.
Dude, exact same thing, man. I've been watching Willie Barcena since I was a kid, right? And when he told me, I was like, dude, like, Willie Barcena, and it didn't click, bro. It didn't click until I remember I was sitting right here, and you went out to go get him.
And he
walks in, and dude, I don't know what my face was like. I was probably like, dude, like, cause it's Willie Barcena, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's a legend in fucking Latino comedy, dude. And just to talk to him, and just he was spitting fucking fire. But then he's also he was so genuine, dude. And that's to me that's the turning point where I figured we have something special, because he was so comfortable enough to tell us about who he was and shit, dude. And it was fucking awesome, man. It was amazing. It was that's hands down my favorite episode.
And then
not other guests, but that was my favorite.
You know, I mean, I don't want to say the same thing. So what I'll say is that on my part, I'm just super grateful for anyone that's willing to take the time out of their day to come on and just hang out with us for an hour and a half. You know, like, and it could be anyone from the chefs that we've had on, any of our friends that we've had on, that are actual friends that we grew up with, to people we just met, to comedians, to anyone, man. Anyone, I'm just super grateful. Like, granted, like, some people might have the notoriety, like you know, like some of these comedians, and some might not, like, just be homies that we grew up with that we want to like put out there and promote what they've got going on in their lives. So to me, it's just anyone and everyone, basically. Like, I'm grateful, and like, and yeah, like the person that they said like helped, maybe like might have been our biggest catch, so to speak. But anyone that's been willing to sit down here, have a drink with us, and not even drink with us, just sit here and exchange words with and conversation has been a blessing, and we're super thankful for that.
Even like Horacio, he has a big audience. And he didn't drink one sip of alcohol. He was just sipping water the whole time, and we're just making our jokes, sipping our beers, taking our shots, whatever it was. Because I mean, we are who we are,
Yeah.
And we don't judge who you are as far as a guest. Like, if you want to do your thing, do your thing. Like,
Dude, and like, and we've never had anybody on here who's been like
hostile
shitty.
or
nothing, dude.
or
Like,
a shitty
Horacio was like the
person.
most down. And you know, Horacio Gutierrez from MTV's The Challenge.
He's
came
on
on.
Exatlon as
He
well.
was actually one of our biggest guests.
Dude,
Yeah, dude, he was.
the
Yes.
Because
sweetest guy, bro.
he brought in like some viewership that, like, you know, like, I'm pretty sure he has female and younger
for
viewers
sure.
and audience, and him being on, like, you look at like the people that have viewed our show with him as our guest, it's like in the 500s maybe now.
Dude, he gave us almost 27,000 views on our Instagram off of one video. Like what the hell, dude? You know
And I see someone like him, and it's we're super grateful because he's from El Paso. He's from the area, you know. So like, just having him on, like,
And him being excited to be on.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
was dope.
We're
dude.
the
Like, it's
first.
fucking dope,
He
man.
told us, like, you guys are the first local podcast I've ever been on. Like, this is an honor. We're like, what the hell? Like,
We're like, us?
Really?
like, this is an honor for you to be on our show.
Yeah,
Like, what do you
dude.
mean? Like, you know? We try to keep it simple, I guess. Like, we're not in it for the likes. We're not in it for the notoriety. Like, I mean, obviously, if it comes with it, we'll take it. But
Well, I'm in it for the bitches, bro.
I mean, obviously, it'd be great to be, millionaires off this. But that's not what we're in it. Like, we're in it because we like it. We love what we do. We have fun with it. Once it becomes like non-fun to us, I think that's when we can be like, man, like, you do your thing, I'll do my thing, type of
So
thing.
far, it's been fun, man.
I've loved every minute of it. Like, I look forward to it. I look forward to editing. Like, editing is my thing. I love putting the videos together, the reels, the pictures, editing the photos, the background. Dude, I just love it. Like, it's just I love being creative.
You know, look at all the hot stuff that like are
and
fucking.
they have a little background in that because they both studied journalism, you know, like whether it had been at the collegiate level or at the high school level, you know, but they've had a taste of it, you know. So they have videographer. He was a photographer in high school. Like, he studied journalism, you know. So like, that's cool. Like, it's funny how it brings its way back and like coming full circle, and now we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah. Just like you guys can really, I'm pretty sure, like, you guys being creative, that brings you guys joy. Like, you're creating something, you think it's gonna be fucking funny, amazing, whatever. I feel the same way. Like, I just love putting stuff out there for people.
And then for me, it's just like I just always, as a kid in elementary, like, I was a class clown in elementary, and I was my to the point where a teacher had to bring my mom in, and we had to do like a little parent teacher conference, and like, your son is a class clown or whatever, and this was in second grade. So like, and this is always something like I've always, and they've known me since forever. Like, even when we shoot the shit and they just hang out, like, I always my thing is like, I try to make people laugh. Like, I try to make my friends laugh, and like, it's gotten harder because my friends are funny as fuck. So it's like, how do you make someone that's already like has this big sense of humor? How do you make that person laugh? You know, and if I can make my friends laugh, and I think my friends are fucking hilarious as fuck, then maybe we can make community laugh. And
like
that's what we're trying to
it's like
do.
a healthy competition as far as making people laugh. Like, oh, you want to make people laugh? I want to make people laugh. Oh, you want to make? I want to. You know what I mean? Like,
and
It's
usually
not competition. We have fucking make these.
it's a fun competition.
I'm hands down the funniest one.
yeah, but and that's usually our conversations are like that. You know, like we'll say something with what we think is funny, and then we'll try to one up each other. Like, well, how can I one up this motherfucker by maybe say something more outlandish than this motherfucker? So
if you guys can get me to crack up, like you guys fucking know and shit, that's already good. If I start cracking up, you guys already know it's good.
yeah. But even in everyday conversation, like if I pick up the phone and I call Milo and stuff, like
yesterday, bitch, you're a fucking dick.
It's a joke off the rip, like, hey, hello, and like you just start talking some shit.
Yeah, and like
whatever it is.
and it's from the moment he picks up, like I don't even say, hey, what's up, man? I'm like, I just tell him something like fucking
Stupid shit.
Maybe like hello, like hey, blah 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 blah. Like I did this, well, like it's not even like, hey, what's up, dude? How you doing? Like no, it's like, boom, you get into shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's family, bro. It's family. I think it's great. Competition is always great. You know what I mean? Like quote unquote competition. Just because I'm saying we're not competing against anybody else. Like we're competing amongst ourselves. We're just trying to be better with ourselves, with the product that we're putting out. Now the fact that MVP hit us up during the Chucotown Comedy Fest, that was great for us. Like they want to hit us up. The fact that you guys hit us up, DM'd us. The fact that Death in the Hoodie hit us up. Buzz
Grind Too Hard.
Grind Too Hard hit us up, dude, and they've been Chef Clay's been on our show. We've been
Jimmy
trying to get on
Dukes.
his show. Jimmy Dukes Gaming Podcast. You guys know about them.
Dukes.
So I mean,
Simeon, Chef Sims.
Chef Sims, like we're trying to build a community, like be part of the community. We're not on no hater shit. Like if podcast A is doing amazing, podcast B is doing great, and podcast C, which is let's say us, and we're doing okay, dude. By all means, like do them like them. As long as they're putting on for the city, that's all that matters to us. Like we're growing, we're all trying to get there. There's a little finish line, quote unquote, for all of us. But as long as you put on for the city, if you're authentic for the El Paso, just do you. And I love it, bro. I love it.
We're big on the whole 915 scene, like aspect or El Paso. If you notice, a lot of our questions that we ask our guests it's homegrown stuff. Like, what's your favorite? Like, for example, today we were like, what's your favorite local spot to eat at? So even though it's not a paid sponsorship, we're like so willing to throw out that name at no cost, and because we're humble and we want to promote our city because we love our city. We don't really speak negative on our city and stuff. And like if anything, like all of our guests are from here. And even the guests that aren't from here, we always ask them, okay, what's your favorite spot to eat at or go to?
I would say the only negative thing that we've said about our city is the whole Edgar thing, but we say it like in a funny way.
It's in the joking manner.
It's in the joking manner, like by Edgar. So we know a few Edgars. We have Edgar friends, like you know what I mean? Like it's just literally Edgar.
Going back to the podcast question, man. The way I view it is like I love that there's other people doing podcasts, and it's a community. Like in high school when you don't really know your clique, and then you find the people that fucking listen to the same music as you, and you fucking gravitate towards them. That's the way I feel about other podcasters, dude. Yeah. Like I gravitate towards them. I'm like, dude, like we fucking do podcasts too. Like I feel excited like when I get to meet everybody.
And when we had the Chuco Fest Comedy Festival, that was the first time I met the dudes from the Takeover.
Dude,
and Milo and I were actually
he was excited to meet him, dude. I was like excited to meet him.
And we chopped it up with him, and like it was real.
They're sweet guys. We just haven't linked up, dude. I mean, it just hasn't worked out, but I would love to link up and have a collaboration with them, dude. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, man.
We'll let him speak on it, but I had the same fucking feeling as well. Like when he brought it to our attention, I was like taken aback. Like really, like us, like we're invited.
So like,
so then
the way that happened was we were in talks with Jeremy Stretch Out Comedy, Gus Buzz, and obviously El Paso the Chucotown Comedy Fest, Chucotown Comedy. So then one time they're like, you know what, are you guys willing to be on? And I was like, yeah, like we can help out with whatever we can. Next thing you know, like we didn't hear anything about like weeks, and the next they post a flyer with all the names: Enrique Chacon, Andrew Youngblood, blah blah blah, everyone, Otis Hicks, Jeremy Loera, Julian Loera, I'm sorry, Jeremy Stretch, everyone, like
Everybody was on
Let's
there.
get everybody.
Everybody's
And
on
then and then at the bottom we see the takeover show, the Bro Monroe, and someone else's, and we're like, what the hell is like, bro? We're part of. I told the guys like,
Yeah,
we're part of it. Like, what the
he
fuck?
actually did message us in our group message, and he's like, dude, what the fuck? Like, we're gonna be part of the fucking show. I'm like,
Yeah.
like, really?
So we had no idea like what was going on even up until like maybe 2 weeks before. And I'm like, yo, like what's going on? Maybe a month before. I'm hitting him up. I'm like, yo, what's going on? What are we doing? Nothing. And I was like, I told these guys, I'm like, hey, we're gonna be on the show. I don't know what we're doing, but we're gonna be on somehow. We're
Just
gonna
like
be
save the date.
yeah, save the date. You know, save the times, whatever. And they're like, all right, cool, whatever it is. Maybe about a week before, 2 weeks before, Jeremy came on.
We had Jeremy.
Yeah. Shout out to Jeremy Stritch. And we are just talking about the comedy thing and how we want to do it. And we're like, we still didn't even know. We're like, what are you talking about? And then
I don't think
after,
he knew.
no,
I don't think he
even
knew.
after that, he told us, like, you know what? Me and Aaron Barber, shout out to Aaron Barber. He was like, we want to have you guys do a live podcast. And we're like, a live podcast? Like, we've never done that shit. Like, how the fuck? We were freaking out. But I mean, inside we're all freaking out. We're like, yeah, we're with it. We're with
They
it.
were
We're down.
freaking out. I wasn't freaking out.
I was freaking out, bro.
I
I'll be
I
honest.
was at that time, like I was already like comfortable with what we're doing. Like I no longer got the anxiety that I would get before doing this. But so
being live.
yeah, no, but being live,
That's what threw us off, was being
My
live.
favorite part of that whole day was when fucking I got the text from this fool. He's like, "Hey, don't get too fucked up. We gotta get fucking. We gotta record live." I'm like, take another shot.
Yeah, dude. So it happened, and then they told us what the deal was. They told us to show up at this time. We did, and next thing you know, they had the speaker set up, and we're doing our podcast at the Rosewood, and they're like, all right,
Shout out to Rosewood.
yeah, shout out to Rosewood, and then they're like, all right, well, here you guys go. And next thing you know, dude, people start coming in, and we're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like amongst ourselves. Next thing you know, we had a little crowd going on, and we're like, well, fuck it, we gotta go. So we were recording, and then we would say something, and then they connect us to some speakers, and yeah, so to the PA system, and then next thing you know, we would say something funny, and then we had people in the audience or whatever,
Like laughing.
yeah, laughing, reacting.
Yeah.
We're like, what the hell? So after that, we're like, all right, cool. So next thing you know, when we just kept on going, dude, it was natural. After that, we just like nothing, bro. Like
It was fun, man. It was
fun.
a really good time, man.
It was great. I mean,
I really appreciate that.
we
shit.
we kind of got thrown into the lions, as they say, but we took it we conquered it.
It was cool because we had some of the guests that were performing on there, we had already had as guests. But it allowed me, because since I hadn't been able to make it to some of these comedy shows, it allowed me to like finally get to see these people on stage. So it was cool in that aspect.
My favorite part is just that we made so many friends, dude. Like that day, we made so many.
Yeah, we were
fucking
just
friends.
shaking
Connections.
hands with
Networking, bro. That's what it's all
Networking,
about, man.
And not
Networking.
even just networking because they're actually genuine like people and shit. They're fucking dope, dude. Like fucking. I was when we first met Javier Bailon and shit. We already knew Paul Rodriguez. We fucking met Josh Ryan. We fucking met Enrique Chacon. I met Gus Buzz that day and fucking Christina Cobra. Dude, like everybody, we just met them, but everybody clicks, dude. It's tripped out, man. Like I've never experienced this, dude. It's like
Right?
everybody just clicks. Dude.
Like
And
we were
it-
at church party the other day, and we were all just
Dude,
partying.
everybody was clicking, dude.
Yeah.
Everybody was just fucking on one, dude. And that's fucking awesome, man. Like I never thought our humble little podcast would lead to that. You know what I mean? It's fucking dope, dude. I like it.
Definitely.
The biggest thing that you're gonna learn is just learning from experience. YouTube University, and if you guys have any questions, ask us. I mean, we're down. YouTube University.
YouTube University, man. When you're passionate about something, go out and do it. Like, what's stopping you, man? Because like, and I say man because I say man a lot, but like, guy or girl, like if you have something that you have an interest in doing something, you feel like you're passionate about something, and this is something you want to pursue, go ahead and do it, man. Because like usually, like what's the worst thing that could happen? You fail, but I mean at least you went out and you tried it, and you know. For a fact that you went out and tried it. There's no like living in regret or I coulda, shoulda done this or that. You know, you went out and you did something that you're passionate about, and just stick with it. And that's another thing I could say. You know, if at first you don't succeed and you're still passionate about it, it's just still something that you want to pursue. Keep going, because you might have a breakthrough. Like for us, like we were doing it, and eventually we stumbled across across guests, and like to the likes of someone like from here locally, like Jeremy or Julian, to the likes of someone that has a big following, such as Willie. So you know, and we've had chefs that that are here locally that have moved elsewhere since then. And like, you never know who we're gonna come across. We've had people that were in the media industry that have sat down next to us and chopped it up with us, and and they go out and do their own thing. So I mean, you never know who you're gonna get, and just stay true to yourself and what you want the identity to be. Maybe you're still in the works of it, but I mean, just stay true and stick with it if it's something that you're passionate about.
Yeah, man. Just start off like, love what you do, man. It's fun. Just stick to it. Like, who gives a fuck if you don't have views or anything? Like, just if it's don't start a podcast for someone else. Start it for you. And that's it. That's my advice. Like, just do it for yourself, man. And that's fucking. Who gives a fuck? Like, what happens after that? It's fun. It's beautiful. It's your mark on the world. So, yeah,
and it's funny because I look back on us like, what were we trying to do back then?
We don't know what the fuck we're doing. We still know what we're doing.
We stumbled across like comedy. Yeah, obviously we knew it wanted to be comedy based, right? But I mean, we would dabble on talk about sports, conspiracy theories.
Remember the hot chip challenge?
I wanted to get into that. See, like we needed content, and we did look us up. The hot chip challenge, like we did it, like he did a poll on it, and like who was gonna eat it. I ended up losing, so I was gonna eat that chip. They took a piece of it. We did like I don't know, but the other chip.
the pussy flavors.
Yeah,
that's a nasty way. Like,
and then we had Tristan doing the Smirnoff challenge thing and stuff. So I mean, and we're open to anything, and that's pretty much it, man. I don't know. That's pretty much all I gotta say about this.
I gotta say about that.
Like, for me personally, I don't know about them, but this show, I just want people to know that we're all about El Paso. We love El Paso. We just want to put on for El Paso. That's pretty much what it is.
And just reiterate that, like, we're from El Paso. We're proud to be El Pasoans. We're proud to be where we're from. We're proud to promote the places that we like to go eat at, to go get our bread from and stuff, and just basically, hopefully we made you laugh. Hopefully you smiled, and if you didn't laugh, well, that's fine. That's okay. We're also open to being like harsh criticism. Like, we might not be the funniest motherfuckers you've ever met, but if we could,
speak for yourself, buddy.
If we can make you laugh, then that was our goal and that was our aim.
For me, bitches ain't shit.
That's the gin talking.
Bitches ain't shit. Yeah, man, just that bitches ain't shit.
Come on.
No. What we'll be known for is, dude, I just love everybody, man. I love my fucking family. I love my friends. I love my community. I love everyone, man. I just want to show mad love to everybody that I've interacted with in life, and man, as long as I had a positive impact on every person I've touched in life, then I'll die happy. I can burn in hell for all eternity as long as I had a positive impact on everybody I touched. I'm happy.